Listen, you guys, it seems like the Transformer is coming through with an explanation of that entire correctional facility joke that she made. And we're going to be talking about Cousin Sloth letting us know that, well, nobody's forcing her to do anything. Bongo 2 is out there teasing a collaboration. And it seems like Azealia had a couple of words for Jatavia. Now, we're also going to be talking about Spice giving Nicki Minaj flowers on Vlad. I was like, okay, doing that on a Vlad platform, well, that shows just how much Spice is bold as an artist. Now, these are some of the things that we are going to be talking about in this video. Hello, tea lovers, and welcome to the tea plug. I trust you guys are doing well, and I trust you are doing great. Personally, I am doing great, you guys. I am doing extremely amazing. And without further ado, let us dive straight into today's tea. So, first of all, let us talk about the Transformer and her responding to the feedback that she got from the post that she made. Now, earlier on, I did tell you guys that, well, she posted a little video of herself and she was saying, big at Atlantic Correctional facilities, and people were like, oh my God, that means you do not have a passion, for the craft, because why would you refer to a studio as a correctional facility? It means that you just got into the industry for a quick money grab, but you don't care about the craft. Okay, so as usual, you do know that the Transformer is extremely super sensitive. For some reason, she decided to explain that as well. And I'm like, oh, this could be avoided if she didn't feel the need to prove to people that she's working, because each time that she gets to the studio, you guys notice she always tries to make it seem like, oh my God, look at me, I'm working. Oh, look at me, I'm working. And I guess it's a way of also calming her fans, because the fans obviously have been asking her where the music is at. So maybe she feels compelled to let them know that she's actually doing something with her life. But anyway, this is what she had to say. She said, the fact that I made a little joke about the studio because I've been mixing and mastering about 40 to 50 songs. Now, this is what I'm talking about, okay? The fact that she feels the need to mention the amount of songs that she was, mixing and working on just goes to show you that it's a way of saying, look at me, I have 40 to 50 songs that I'm mastering. And it makes me believe she doesn't know that a lot of artists actually do have a lot of songs that they work on, and some songs are scraped and things like that. So the same way that she was excited that time, she was like, you don't know how difficult it is to write a song. You have got to look for words that rhyme with this and rhyme with this. And any person who's ever written any song, or a verse at least, any person would know that that's basic things. Like, you can't be crying about finding rhyming words. Like, come on, seriously. So this is the same thing that she's doing, making it known that, oh my God, look at me, 40 to 50 songs. Listen, sweetie, everybody works on a lot of songs when they are, especially are trying to come up with an album. So that's the normal number. And then she said, and y'all turned that into an edge creating is crazy. This is why artists don't interact anymore, because y'all will take one little joke and stretch it wider than y'all behinds. Okay, vulgar as expected. She can't talk about anything without being vulgar. I don't know. I guess that makes her feel like she's on the edge of something. But overall, you heard what she was trying to say. And then she also said, God forbid I make a little sarcastic jokey about motherhood. Y'all gonna claim I dislike my kids and call CPS dweebs. And I'm just like, oh, like, I in as much as people were criticizing her, it wasn't even that big of a deal. I feel like at this point she's just clenching on to anything and anytime that people mention anything about her, because you know that the other day it was the shade room situation saying that, oh well, I've never followed it's like she Googles herself. I don't know if this is part of Ken's job description, if she appointed him as PR, because it seems like he goes around digging up stuff and then tells the Transformer, and then the Transformer goes out there reacting and debunking things. And I'm like, is that what PR people are supposed to do? Because at this point I don't understand. Okay, in one breath you have that Ken Barbie person saying, oh, Milagro is obsessed, but I'm like, you don't have the girl of blogs. You could avoid the tweets, but you don't, because you intentionally want to see what she says. So, and then you carry provided that information to the transformer, and then the transformer has, I feel like at this point she's just looking at something to clench onto so that she can use for a rollout, because I don't see the big deal in all of this. But anyway, the next thing that we are going to be talking about, still talking about the Bongo Girls. It seems like Bongo 2 is teasing a collaboration. She tweeted a horse and then a purple hat and then a pair of eyes, and so people are trying to guess who that collaboration is going to be. I did see some people saying, oh, it's Sabrina Carpenter, and I was like, people just say anything on the internet, really. And some people were saying, well, it's a BTS collaboration and stuff like that. Now, I don't know if this is in preparation for a second leg, because you do know that, well, she decided to also copy Nicki Minaj into doing another second leg. Now, that's the part that I don't understand. If the first leg did not perform well, why would you want a second leg? A second leg makes sense for somebody who has had sold out shows. So I don't know if the single is in preparation of the second leg or what, but yeah, let me know in the comment section and let me know what your guess is in as far as who that person is that she is going to be collaborating with. Now, the next thing that we are going to be talking about, we're going to talk about Spice. Spice was out there talking about Nicki Minaj and how she thinks that Nicki is such an inspiration. She also spoke about Rihanna and how she feels like, well, those two women are representing Caribbean women properly, just giving them their flowers, basically. She also took some time to talk about the time that Nicki Minaj invited her to her house and basically expressed how she felt like that was such a sentimental thing that she does not take for granted. When Spice speaks, you do sense a lot of maturity. Now, I wish I could see more of that Spice on Love and Hip Hop, because somehow I don't know if it's the editing or what, but that show, it doesn't portray her in a good light. Does any one of you here actually watch Love and Hip Hop? And do you concur to what I'm saying? The Spice that we see in interviews or like even on her Instagram, or like how she expresses herself in her music, and the Spice that we see on Love and Hip Hop, totally, completely different people, especially when she's out there with the Kylie shenanigans and stuff like that. But anyway, let me just insert what Spice had to say, and then I will catch you afterwards. And the fact that she was actually saying it on a Vlad platforms, I want to give her flowers, okay? Because you could tell even from the way that Vlad was agreeing, the man does not like Nicki Minaj, okay? And, it was one of those things where he didn't know what to do, what to say, what to comment, and so he just had to be cold with this entire thing. So she is a solid one for that, okay? So let me insert that quickly and then I'll catch you.
At that time, you jumped on Nicki Minaj's Fine 9 remix.
Mm-hmm.
And, Nicki is Trini.
Yeah, man. Queen of rap.
Yeah, you could definitely say that. Did you and Nicki actually work together on this, or was it just verses being sent in?
Verses being sent in.
Okay. Did you ever interact with her yourself?
Oh, absolutely, for sure. Actually, I had the pleasure of going to her house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she invited me to her home, which I really don't take lightly, because when somebody invites you at them yard, them have to really, really like you. So I feel like when I went to LA and she invited me into her home, I personally didn't take it lightly, because I know what it is if I invite you to my house. So shout out to Nicki Minaj, Queen of Rap. She's also on the intro of my album, Mirror 25, because she's an inspiration, because she's inspired my career. Always that queen where we look up to, And as a girl, I come from Trinidad, you come from Jamaica, you look up to her and she do the things so big on a global scale. You want to be able to, go through them doors as well, and you cheer her on to say, yeah, Caribbean girl, run it. Shout out to Rihanna as well, because them do it big. For Caribbean girls, which I'm super, super proud of.
Well, there you heard what Spice had to say. It seems like a lot of Barbz really do feel like she is genuine, because she doesn't really overdo it as well. And for me personally, that's how I see if somebody's genuine or not. It's because people who are not genuine, usually they overdo the showing love type of thing. The next thing that we are going to be talking about, we're going to be talking about Cousin Sloth. Now, you do know that when Cousin Sloth, got into the industry, she wasn't really expressing her sexuality and things like that. She wasn't, tapping into a sensual side, that womanly sensual side. That was not like the kind of vibe vibe that she had. And all of a sudden, she started doing the Lil Kim poses. She started hanging, and the more she started hanging out with, with Bongo too, the more she started dressing like somebody who just stepped out of a Playboy magazine. Not that I'm saying that is a bad thing, but I'm just saying that it was changed towards, Bongo 2's aesthetic. And so people were saying that, well, it does seem like her label is, making her do that. And I will admit that initially when she started tapping into that sensual thing, it did seem forced. Okay, I personally, I will give Cousin Slaughter flowers when she so deserves them, but when she initially started, showing us the sensual, womanly type, type of vibe and stuff, like, it was a bit cringy because it felt like it wasn't authentic. But with time, I guess I've beginning to actually warm up to her, to seeing her in that light. So she decided to take to her Instagram to address that entire situation, letting us know that, well, nobody is forcing her to do anything. This is her wanting to tap into who she is. So I will insert that video, and then I will catch you after that.
I be saying motherfuckers talking about, oh yeah, cause y'all had so much to say, cause I previewed her. I was dancing to my song, holding my teeth. Don't worry about what me and my teeth. Oh, fuck. Talking about some mother. Oh, the label is making Glorilla do this bitch. The label that made me do. Gonna be a whole goddamn bang. Gotta say, a whole regardless. Ain't got nothing to do with the label doing. Y'all just be swearing, mother. Everything I do, I be wanting to do it. Like, y'all gotta learn how to just mind your business sometimes. Yeah, Glorilla just trying to do this. Trying to get some. That's what I'm trying to do. You, what's that like? I'm looking for the Bowls of Third Trap, what's up? That's what that about. It ain't about no label make me do.
Well, there you heard what Cousin Slaughter had to say. And if she's saying that she's doing it by herself, I hope she's doing it for the right reasons. I hope she's not doing it to try and fit in, because, yeah, that could always end up messing with your mental health if she's forcing that on herself to be a certain way that she's not, just so people can accept her in a different way. Now, the next thing that we are going to be talking about, it seems like Azealia Banks had a couple of words for Jadore. Now, one thing Azealia Banks is going to do is criticize other artists, and meanwhile, we're still waiting. What are you working on besides the nasty remix that you're doing of Tenacious, the unofficial nasty remix? What else are you doing as an artist, Azealia? But anyway, as expected, somebody was talking about how JT mentioned Foxy Brown in a new interview with Essence, and she said, quote, "We haven't had a dark-skinned girl killing it in fashion since Foxy Brown, and it gave me chills." And then she also said it makes so much sense. It's no shade to nobody else, okay? And that was just her appreciating the fact that Foxy Brown, as a dark-skinned girl, was out there doing it big in fashion and things like that. And for some reason, Azealia Banks felt offended on Lil Kim's behalf. She said, "JT, sis, you're absolutely not slaying anything in fashion or music. Nor was Foxy ever slaying it in fashion. Lil Kim is the alpha and the omega, and this job is the most unfashionable thing ever. It's effing horrible. Please undo it." And with Azealia Banks, I don't know if she should be taken seriously, because I'm like, why are you angry at Jadore? What has she done to you, Azealia? Like, because this does sound personal, you guys. You can't convince me otherwise. Does this not sound, like it's something personal now? Because at this point, I'm just like, what's your problem, Azealia? And why are you coming from a girlies, like, for a girlies? Like, why are you coming from a tweens for a theater mirrors? Like, why are you doing that? But anyway, let me know in the comment section, do you agree with Azealia Banks that JT is not doing big things as she's making it out to be? Like, do you think that it's just she's just overhyping everything that she's doing, and indeed it's nothing that she is slaying? Let me know in the comment section. Now, the next thing that we are going to be talking about, we're going to talk about Ice Spice. Now, one thing Ice Spice is going to do is stay in people's comment sections, even those that do not want to mess with her. Trust her to do that. So Drake recently posted a couple of pictures trolling a certain, certain individuals, including Joe Budden. Posted an old picture of Joe Budden and was just out there on some Drake troll stuff, regular stuff that he does, regular, cornball stuff that Drake does. And Ice Spice was in that comment section, putting some, laughing emojis and things like that. And people noticed that she actually said laugh my behind off, and people were like, oh my god, now she is back at pandering towards Drake because she has realized that everywhere else people are kind of paying a dust, and people were like, we have not forgotten what academics said, that you were also trying to use Drake and things like that. And I'm like, Ice Spice is just a commenter. I've noticed. I've seen a lot of her comments in people's comment sections. I think she spends a lot of time on Instagram, and yeah, she likes commenting on people's stuff, even those that don't mess with her. I don't know to prove what exactly. I really don't know. But anyway, the next thing that we are going to talk about, still talking about Drake. Now, it seems like Joe Budden and his co-hosts were weighing in on the Kendrick Lamar beef, and they were sort of like pointing out that there is no song that goes number one without a record label backing, and to see people who have access to the industry directly admitting that is certainly interesting. Do you get what I'm saying? And so they were saying that Not Like Us clearly had a push, and they were also citing the fact that despite them painting Kendrick Lamar to be this independent artist, there still was an Interscope logo on his song Not Like Us. And so they were like, it's kind of odd to say that Universal would have anything to do with the diss track when Drake is actually one of them. Like, what does that mean, and things like that. But obviously that also ended up bringing up conversation to say that if they are saying that Kendrick Lamar's song Not Like Us was pushed to number one, yet Drake is also a lot of number ones, does it mean that also the number ones that he has should be accredited to the record label pushing him? So now I'm just thinking, what other number ones are out there being pushed by record labels? Now we know what those number ones are, but we will not mention them in this particular video, but I'm sure you know what I'm talking about and who I'm referring to right now. So let me insert what Joe Budden and his co-hosts had to say about the Kendrick Lamar situation.
I love Not Like Us. Yes. Still, I know y'all diss it out there. I love them both. But for those records to hit number one the way they did, these are Drake disses in there. A record don't make it to number one without some type of label support making that happen.
I see what you're saying. Not whatchamacallit.
What?
They Not Like Us. They didn't need the label for that.
Bro,
you're
not making it to number one without something behind it.
Yeah, but I don't necessarily look at that as the powers that be going against Drake. Yeah. Kendrick Lamar is a premier artist too, and they want him to go number one regardless if it's a diss to Drake or not.
But Kendrick Lamar is a premier artist that's independent now. I'm not working with them.
There's a slash Interscope, I think, on some of that, isn't there?
I know, and nobody paid enough attention to that during the battle.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody paid enough attention.
I'm pretty sure there is. Maybe I'm bugging.
Kendrick Lamar, to our knowledge, is independent. Yet throughout that whole beef, it did say Interscope.
I thought so.
It did.
So what's that mean?
I can't say.
There's still a relationship there. That's all. It's not that deep.
Gotcha.
It's not that deep. There's still interest from the label to. There's a reason for them to support the record.
Yes.
Yeah. If they're invested,
but that's weird.
Oh.
Like, okay, I'm interested in your project, but in what you're doing, but at this point, I know what it is that you're doing, and I'm going to back that as Universal, even though it's against my Universal artist.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I do believe there's some truth to somebody at Universal wanting that beef to stop.
So I'm looking here. Not Like Us did not come out PG Lane. It came out 2024. Kendrick Lamar under exclusive license to Interscope.
Yeah.
That's it. So that is, again, there's something in there.
There's something there. I'm minding my business until I get more information. But I also believe that Drake is at the level to where I can sign a deal in September and feel differently in November.
And now I'm going to work through
And
whatever.
that deal is almost 2-3 years old now.
I won't pretend to know. I don't know none of it.
No, I'm just saying, I remember when he signed a $400 million deal, we were in your basement.
Yeah.
At that point.
Okay, the next thing that we are going to be talking about, we're going to talk about Rihanna and Jadore. It seems like she was out there sharing a video and teasing a film for the Jadore Dior that is coming September 1st. And one thing about Rihanna and anything fashion scent related, she eats and she clears the plate, eh? And I think I love Rihanna as a businesswoman, as this fashion girly, more than I actually do love her as a musician. I feel like that's evolution. And now after seeing how the music industry is dirty, I'm certainly happy for the woman, okay? But anyway, that being said, thank you very much, you guys, for watching. And thank you very much for making it this far. If you have not already, what are you waiting for? Smash that subscribe button and do turn on the notification bell so that you will be notified each and every time that I post. I post each and every single day, and I keep you updated on what is happening in the celebrity world on Instagram, on Twitter, and about all things trending. Until my next one, see you.